describe cedars. Whenever you read the word cedar, you always get the picture of something very, very large. In fact, read some of these verses. All the righteous shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Assyria was like a cedar of high stature, whose height was like the height of the cedars, one of the highest branches of the high cedars. You get a picture of something really, really big. This is a picture of a cedar. These are men around the base of the cedar. Some of the cedars of Lebanon could grow to be 150 feet tall. That's a 15-story building. You're looking at 6 men with their hands connected going around the base of a cedar might make it all the way around. The picture you get in the Bible of a cedar is massive. Now, God is trying to show Job that God is more powerful than Job. He says, look at the behemoth that I made along with you. Do you know in Egypt they had a national celebration called Harpoon the Hippopotamus Day? Yeah, in Colombia where I grew up you have Mule Day. Oh, well, in Egypt you have Harpoon the Hippopotamus Day. The Pharaoh would go out with a stick and a harpoon and he would shove it through the mouth of a hippopotamus and kill him. Now, if you're Job and God is saying, look at this behemoth, and you know that people harpoon hippopotamuses every day, is that going to mean a whole lot to you? No, it's not. God is saying, I made this massive creature and he's a hippopotamus and you kill him all the time. Well, the whole point of God's discussion is moot if you could take down a hippopotamus or if you were big enough. But now watch this. He swings his tail like a cedar. Let's just ask ourselves the question, do hippos and elephants have tails like cedars? They do not. Why in the world would you put an elephant on the description of the behemoth when he doesn't match the description? Well, does a hippopotamus fare any better? Now, the elephant and hippo from which we took these pictures were pretty mad at us for putting this, but no, those don't look like anything like a cedar. Why would you put an elephant or a hippo as an explanation for what a behemoth was? There's no reason. If you knew of a creature that really did swing his tail like a cedar, that lived with humans in the past, why not put that? Well, because if you put that, and you suggest that humans and dinosaurs live together, then you're bucking the scholarship of the last, 50 years? And you're shaking the foundations of evolutionary theory? And lots of times the people who are translating some of your versions, sometimes they're liberal, and they don't want to say that, hey, we are just going to shake the foundations of evolutionary theory, and so they say it must have been an elephant or hippo, even when the elephant or hippo doesn't match the description. Do we have a creature that matches the description perfectly? Sure we do. Why not put it? Why not? You should. We've got a creature called a behemoth that looks just exactly like those huge plant-eating dinosaurs that fit perfectly with what we know about the Anasazi Indians carving them on the side of the Kachina Natural Bridge and those bones being 40 miles from that carving. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Who's got a problem with the dinosaurs? It's not the creationist who believes in the Bible. The real problem with the dinosaurs, if you see all the information, is the evolutionist, isn't it? You know, it's time that we took the behemoth, we took the dinosaurs back from the evolutionists, and we started using them like God used them to show God's awesome power and ability and to show how powerful God is, and quit letting the evolutionists use them to teach a bunch of junk. Now, where'd they go? I mean, you didn't see one at the Fort Worth Zoo. You didn't see one at the Birmingham Zoo. We started digging them up in 1822. People saw them before that, but how come you don't have them now? Well, that's a good question, kind of. If you were to say, do we have some still fearfully great lizards? Yeah, we still got some. The other day I saw a picture of a crocodile that they caught in the Philippines that weighed 2,400 pounds and was 2,000 pounds and was 24 feet long. You know how long 24 feet is? That's 8 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a crocodile from where I was just standing to here that weighed 2,000 pounds. Is that a pretty big lizard? Oh yeah, I mean that's pretty big. The Komodo dragon weighs 300 pounds, can run as fast as a horse can trot for a short distance. Is that a pretty big lizard? Yeah, so do we have some fearfully great lizards still? Well, absolutely, positively. Do we have some that look like dinosaurs per se? No, not really. Dinosaurs are extinct. But that's not surprising because you ever seen a dodo bird? You haven't seen a dodo bird, they're extinct too, aren't they? You ever seen a saber-toothed tiger? They're extinct. You ever seen a woolly mammoth? They're extinct. Now, do you have something that looks kind of like a woolly mammoth? Yes, you're an elephant. But is it a woolly mammoth? No, because woolly mammoths are extinct. Do you have some big lizards that might kind of look like dinosaurs? Yeah, but are dinosaurs extinct? Sure, they're extinct. You've never seen one. Where'd they go? Why did they go extinct? Do you know that there have been about 25 theories or more presented as to why dinosaurs went extinct? Some of them are very odd, to say the least. One of them was the Zonk theory. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek theory, but they suggested that it might have some legitimacy. They said that softball-sized meteorites shot through the atmosphere of the Earth and zonked the dinosaurs on the head. And that's why they're gone. Pretty good aim, I would say, to take out the dinosaurs and not lots of the other stuff. They said dinosaurs had a laxative plant that they ate that helped their digestion, and that laxative plant somehow went extinct, and so dinosaurs could not digest their food anymore, and they all died of constipation. Said that mammals started to evolve, and the mammals ate their eggs, and the dinosaurs could no longer multiply like they should be able to in order to live because the mammals were eating their eggs, and that's where they all went. Now, the current one that is the most popular is that 65 million years ago, a 6-mile wide meteorite crashed into the Yucatan Peninsula, causing earthquakes and fires to run rampant all over the earth. And those fires and those volcanic eruptions shot soot and ash and all kinds of stuff into the environment. And the atmosphere would not allow the sun to come in. Because the sun couldn't come in, the plants that were there died. And so the dinosaurs died out because of this huge meteorite that crashed into the Yucatan Peninsula. Now here's the problem with that. There are a couple. The evolutionists say that sharks were around at the same time as dinosaurs. Sharks are still here. Evolutionists say that turtles were around the same time as the dinosaurs. Turtles are still here. Evolutionists say that crocodiles, alligators were around at the time of the dinosaurs. Crocodiles and alligators are still here. So why is it that just the dinosaurs went extinct and not all the other stuff that they say was with them? And number two, they started looking at the strata, and now of course their dates are all messed up. I don't give any credit to them at all. But they started looking at the strata, and where they said that huge explosion happened, they looked supposedly, and of course this isn't right, but they looked 300,000 years above it, and there were still dinosaur fossils and things. So if they were supposed to have died 65 million years ago, but then 300,000 years later after the explosion, you've still got dinosaur fossils and things, you can't say that the huge impact of the meteorite killed the dinosaurs when you've got them 300,000 years later. So their explanation just doesn't really make sense. Is there a good explanation as to where the dinosaurs went? Certainly. There absolutely is, and it fits perfectly into the Bible. Let me show it to you. This is the Dinosaur National Monument. If you were to go into the Dinosaur National Monument, you can't now, unfortunately for you, because they have condemned the building. And here's why. The building is built on the side of a cliff. It doesn't have a wall on the side that you're looking through this glass. This is a wall, but when you look through that glass, here's what you see. It's built onto the cliff of the fossils. And so that actually will be the right side of the wall, so it'd actually be this wall right here. And it's just the fossils in the cliff. And what was happening was the building was pulling away from the cliff, and they thought it was so dangerous that they couldn't let people go in it anymore. But these pictures are from when Eric Lyons and myself went and took the pictures of these fossils. As you look at the fossils, on the left side of the building, you see explanations of what you're looking at. This will say this is a femur from an apatosaurus, this is a backbone from a Tyrannosaurus rex, this is a rib bone from et cetera, et cetera. Well, also there is a mural that explains to you what they think caused the fossils here at the Dinosaur National Monument. This is a picture of it, and underneath that, after a seasonal flood, this scene of 145 million years ago is based, now of course the 145 million years is wrong, but carcasses brought downstream by fast-moving, muddy water. You know what happens if you look up the dinosaur fossil graveyards and try to ascertain the explanation they give for how that many dinosaur fossils came to be fossilized? You're going to read a regional flood, a seasonal flood, a local flood, a flash flood, a flood. You're going to read a flood in virtually every single explanation as to how dinosaur fossils came to be.